Hello everyone, we have another preview. It's going to be a black empowered key push. Of course, there's a little typo because we have a preview here, but it is a black ominous mastery only card. It is an energy attack that is focused, raises your anger 2, and then if you have desperation, you can drop yourself an MP level to deal an extra 7 life cards of damage. Now, this card is, of course, ominous only. It's a mastery built around modifying your attacks, and if you time out your discard accordingly, you can advance or lower an MP level. Now, this card is playing around with that whole level change mechanic, something that we really only seen in red. Now, it is actually a retrain of Supreme Guy's Key Push, a bit more faithful than the one from set 3 for Saiyan. I think it's Saiyan Overpowering Attack or Overpowering Push. I can't remember there. But either way, it is interesting to see Black get an effect like this. It is limited to this mastery, and it is an attack that can come in for 12 life cards on a stage if you time it right. Not to mention if you have any additional modifiers, something like a black vehicle toss or an MP's onboard modifiers. Somebody like Ginyu could actually have some really, really strong applications with this card as kind of a haymaker, and it is not limited. It is a BAU card, and it is conditional about how you can trigger it. So, obviously, with it being a desperation card and having a lot of anger, it actually fits really nicely into the suite of cards Saiyan has been getting. Saiyans, I should say, in black. Things like Black Ambush, or you have cards like Black Energy Cutter, or sorry, Black Energy Cutter here, for example. This card just kind of goes hand in hand with those. It is a life card attack. It is an energy attack, so it's a bit different than a lot of these two-anger cards that I think a lot of players are used to seeing with black. Primarily, we have a lot of people that have been playing mischievous two-anger cards, good stuff. A lot of those are physical attacks. So it'll be interesting. This is a master that cannot win by MPPV, and so this gives you just another reason to maybe run some slime anger alongside your auto levelers that you're likely running. Things like I'll dig your grave, or sorry, like I'll dig your grave, or maybe Unleash, for example. This card is really strong with I'll dig your grave. Obviously, Trunks is probably one of the better MPs to rock this card with. Trunks being able to tutor this card with all of his levels, or at least his 1 through 3. In particular, going from your 3 into this card is really strong. Dropping 12 life cards, going down to a level 2 if you haven't used it yet to try, do another 5 life cards to get another attack. Yeah, I could see like some I'll dig your grave, Black Ominous Trunks deck doing really, really strong with this. For sure. It's that strong of a card, honestly. And the fact that it can be modified, unlike things like Blue Combined Effort and True Power, as some kind of equivalent cards, makes it really, really powerful. This card is kind of on par with like a black Teamwork from the earlier sets. I'd argue this is better than Teamwork. So it'll be interesting. I'm curious if people will kind of gravitate towards this card. I don't necessarily think every deck's going to run this card, but damn, is it a really strong option if you can trigger it, especially with MPs that are either modify this card or are able to make it unpreventable. Again, I'll dig your grave is for everybody. I think it's really nice that this card's limited. It's going to definitely give some people a reason to kind of go into the Black Ominous Mastery over like a Mischievous Mastery for anger builds. Currently, I think the biggest thing is, at least on paper, looking at it, Ominous Mastery definitely skews more towards villains. The Desperation MPs currently that are released are all Saiyans, so, and they're all heroes, matter of fact, so they don't have as many ways to reliably trigger Ominous's auto-leveling ability, but at the same time, they have some generally pretty strong onboard anger, or at least potential onboard anger that a lot of the other MPs don't have. Again, this is going to be one of those cards that kind of helps you go into like a more beats-oriented, slime anger-oriented ominous build. It's going to be interesting to see where people kind of build with this. And even if you're not rocking slime anger, this card being able to knock out, a fifth of someone's deck is really strong. Really, really strong. So I'm curious what people have to think about this card and have to say about this card. I think this is a great card. And its limitations that it has are going to at least get people considering, if not trying out, kind of our Desperation MPs. And I think it's really nice to see Desperation get sprinkled about. It's really nice to see a card that's particularly pushing the focused mechanic outside of like red. And I guess the Mechans had some too. It's nice to see black get in their focused attack, and especially one with so much anger. So it's nice that it's limited. It in itself, even if you're not triggering its desperation mechanic, is a 5 life card, 1 stage, raise your anger to focused attack. Like this is already better than pretty much every other anger energy if you were going to run them anyway. So it just gives some more options, and even in maybe some Black Ominous spell that's more physical heavy, I guess that could happen. It's still, because of being focused and raising your anger too, it's totally worth it. So curious what people will build here. Android 16 Ominous is one of those decks that, like, between this card, the new Android card that's been previewed, that it does a discard, and then all the fact that he can get into stare downs really easy, I could see like this card being really nice with like an Android 16 as well. As someone like a Trunks, Goku Black obviously is gonna have some really good consistency with kind of probably triggering that auto level off the mastery as well. And so this card, with somebody like a Goku Black, is going to be really nice. I think just in general, this card is just really strong. So I'm curious what people think here. Let me know in the comments here. Enjoy the previews.